February's mobile gaming lineup is expanding even further. A ton of new games with no clue were even in the making, and some decent new releases as well. Hello friends, this is Mobile, and here are 15 new games to play on your Android and iOS this week. Alright, so first things first. This is an almost decade-old indie horror game, and in case you missed it, well, Among the Sleep is now finally on Android. Personally, one of my favorite games when it comes to horror games, and I mean, if you're looking for something short with a great story, I would definitely recommend it. It's like almost Amnesia: The Dark Descent, the PC game, but like the baby version of that. To some extent, it's sort of proof that horror games can be smart and deeply emotional. You are a toddler and the world just feels too much, too big, warped, wrong. Like, it's not Boo type of horror game, it's that deep, uncomfortable fear of just not understanding what's going on around you as a baby. That childhood confusion where everything feels just bigger than you, literally and emotionally. It's a demo, however, and takes about 2 GB and plays offline as well.
What the heck is that?
Coming up behind that at number 2 with Misguided Remastered. You know, it's also a demo, by the way. Probably not your typical mobile horror throwaway, you know, it's a third-person survival horror. Classic style. You play as a high school girl trapped in this otherworld nightmare, searching for a missing best friend and this, you know, her mom's last letter. And yeah, it gets really dark. What makes it, however, a hit is Indonesian folklore. You know, the monsters, the atmosphere, the whole vibe feels a little different. And this remastered version's got better lighting, smoother, you know, pacing and cutscenes, smarter AI, reworked maps. It feels polished. If you like a horror slow atmospheric and a little psychologically mean, this is a seriously strong start to the list. Been in the hype phase for the past 6 months, in case you missed it. Abyss Setup finally made it out in one piece, and it's rocking a 4-player real-time, not the butt mashing type, the kind that where if you're into combos with a little of emotional flavor on top, this would definitely worth the time. However, here's a little twist. This game low-key cares about the vibes, the cinematic cutscenes, the character themes, give an action RPG goodness a little sit together with friends sort of depth. Not to mention that it's basic, it's actually a collectible RPG. Anyway, game's available now on Android and iOS. It's a free game, about 7 GB in total depending on your phone, and it's got just a ton of launch bonuses to go with. This actually took a good year to make its way around here, but if you've got a Crunchyroll membership, it's disappointing, I know, you can play it for free. And maybe you should, because Pepper Grinder is a kind of game where you can tell the developers built the movement first and then built everything else around that idea and how good it feels. Pretty short game as well, incredibly satisfying platformer built around one brilliant idea, which is drilling. It's not as good as the PC port, but the Android version is still smooth and responsive, making it super easy to lose yourself in. The structure is classic, charming theme and time trials for replay value. It is polished enough, stylish, perfect almost for platforming fans looking for a compact, high-energy experience. It's also playing offline. I believe previously I only mentioned this game when it was in the making, but in case you missed it, Ponkorado, which I believe is how it's announced, is just one of those is it real type of moments. Why, you might ask? The main reason is instead of doing the usual Vampire Survivors reskin with this thing, it actually has a concept worth laughing at. You play as a stuntman so ignored by Hollywood that he literally has to fight his way through every Western cliche just to get noticed. Bandits, tumbleweeds, everything you've ever seen in a spaghetti Western movie. It's also got that rubber hose old cartoon style that instantly makes it stand out, and the gameplay itself just hits the survivor's sweet spot. Ponkorado, in fact, might be the first survival-like game that actually feels like it has a soul. Now look guys, Hellguard is out partially, and if you're into dark fantasy MMOs, well this one really goes hard. We're talking grim medieval vibes, demons splitting dimensions and realities like Diablo, ancient seals breaking, and you're stepping up as a legit Hell Guardian. There's no autoplay here, no lazy tap and watch sort of nonsense. This is just full skill based combat with real builds, real talent trees and heroes that actually feel different. You've got co-op raids, PvP dungeon crawls, arena PvP, full-scale battlefields, a whole package. So I don't know, if you want some dark, gritty, action-heavy MMORPG energy on mobile, this is it. The full version, however, is coming out in 2 weeks. You can play the pre-registered version today through Eastern regions. This is just a weird crossover, and we love it for precisely that. If in case you missed it, Reigns, well in this case The Witcher, takes the old swipe left and right of Reigns, the game, and throws Geralt there. You're managing monsters, politics, decisions that are all told through a deep, dramatic storytelling. Choices in the game are basically cards, swipe right, swipe left, deal with it, or just chill and face the consequences later. Pretty clever game, sort of dark, replayable for sure, and very witchery as well. The game is out now on Android and iOS. It's about $6. Plays offline as well.
나의 운명은 그날 결정되었다.
On another hand, we've got the game Star Sailors. The game just soft launched in the US and Indonesia. And if you're into turn-based squad strategy with some actual anime style, this one's definitely got potential. Well, here's the thing. This game is published by Come To Us. It's a collectible RPG at its core, and it's set in a storybook fantasy universe. You build a 5-member squad, mix in demons, stack gear, go dungeon raids or PvP, and the combat is pretty much fully turn-based, so it's all about smart team comps and timing. In fact, right now the early buzz is quite strong for its character designs and visuals, and the developers are using this soft launch to fine-tune late-game content and progression. So if you love strategic, party building and clean anime vibes, keep it on your radar. It's about 4 GB. Going even further with number 9, we've got the game Becoming Saint. It's just one of those wild strategy games that shouldn't work, except it totally does. It's a real-time strategy and a roguelike mixed with auto-battling, and your goal is to build a religion and convert towns by force if you have to. You pick your beliefs at the start: be kind, be ruthless, burn the merchants, share the bread, whatever, it's just your call. Then you get to recruit the most unhinged units imaginable and start converting cities, leading real-time battles and letting the auto system handle it if you want. But here's a twist. Economy matters. There's no bread, your followers bounce. You make bad choices, your run collapses fast. Pretty funny game, strategic, pretty deep, and you can also fight the Pope. If you've ever felt completely done with life, but still got a adult, this one, Exhausted Man's probably for you, I don't know. It's a physics comedy game that has you crawling, flopping, rolling through a crucial night while laying down. Literally, as you can see. At first, the controls are almost hilariously wonky, but that's sort of part of the fun. Trust me, you can customize your room, chase different endings, unlock achievements while laughing your ass off. You can even stream with friends. The game is all around pure goof joy, pretty good art, ridiculous physics, and a short but sweet experience that makes you go, yeah, this is exactly how exhaustion feels. It's available now on Android and iOS. Heaven Falls just opened pre-registration, and if you're into anime squad-based strategy games as well, once again, this one's looking super clean. It's a full tactical RPG where you build team, position, and actually think. Real strategy, real synergy, real team comps. The character designs seem all top tier, big ultimates. It's got that satisfying turn-based stuff that rewards planning. The pre-registration actually matters. They're giving out milestone rewards, including free units at launch, so early players eat good. If you like games where team building, clutch play decides everything, this is it. The full game, however, globally is coming out March 5. Number 12, we've got the game Parasite Z, which is simply classic survival horror inspired by Resident Evil games, and now rebuilt for mobile with Unreal Engine 5. It's a free game. Demo, it's a little big in size as well. The story is you wake up inside a massive abandoned prison where a parasite outbreak has turned, inmates and guards into monsters. Ammo is basically currency, inventory space is limited, every corner feels dangerous. You explore cell blocks, tunnels, infirmaries, and execution halls while uncovering the truth behind a failed experiment. You also play as a detective and a lawyer whose story unravels as you push. The game is not about action, it's just about surviving the vibes. Dice of Kalma was, in case you missed it, it was almost a hit on PC around November last year. The game just finally hit Android and iOS. First off, it ain't some casual roll up and go sort of game. It's a roguelike where every dice throw hits like it matters. Pretty fast game, pretty punishing, addictive. It's got that just one more tapeworm problem, and on top of that, offline play means you can grind anywhere you want, and every run feels different enough to keep you hyped. If you love deck building, roguelikes, and strategy that rewards skill, this game is straight up a must. Pixel arts pop, music slaps, sound effects crunch in all the right ways, and the character design actually has so much personality that you can actually care about the crew you're running. Now, Ball expects finally on Android and iOS, and the game is the absolute thrill ride. First of all, it's Rogue or Roguelike meets Brickbreaker and sort of a bullet hell, and all layered with base building and loot hunting. Pretty intense, it is definitely smart, fast, everyone feels different, with new treasures, characters, and balls to unlock, all keeping you constantly engaged. It's got pretty tight controls, the action never slows, the game also nails that just one more run feeling, and offline modes means you can dive in anywhere without compromise. The developer's signature mix of sharp design and subtle humor really both make this game a standout. If you want something that's strategic and chaotic, well, Ball Pit's sort of a no-brainer. It did take a couple of months, but for those of you hated the iOS exclusivity of this one, Shotgun King just landed on Android, and it's in pretty good shape. Imagine chess, but every piece has a shotgun, and you're the king out for revenge. So it's roguelike meets survival, and almost brilliant. You move like, your chess piece, but then you get to shoot and hopefully dodge the board getting flipped on you. Where each run keeps you thinking, aiming, and laughing at the absurdity of it all. Controls take a second and comfy, but once you do, it's just pure fun. Suffice it to say, in short, if you've ever wanted to blast your opponents while obeying chess rules, Shotgun King is exactly the kind of insane mobile twist you've been waiting for. Coming up behind that at number 16, we have Fairy Twins. Fairy Twins is somewhere between an idle RPG and a tag team RPG, but it's also done right, where you're constantly swapping between heroes mid-battle, chaining and figuring out which duos hit the hardest, all about timing, strategy, and synergy basically. The deeper you go, the stronger your bond grows, unlocking new combos that let you build your team exactly how you want. Gear, skills, loadouts all matter, and everyone feels fresh with new ways to crush your enemies. It's also got a pretty good, satisfying combat. The tag team system makes every fight feel smart. If you're into tactical action that actually rewards teamwork, Fairy Twins is almost a must-play. It's a little over a gigabyte in total. And last but not least, we've got The Distraint, which is its deluxe edition we're talking about, was recently released. It's a rather a vibe than a game. Very short, side-scrolling horror adventure that really knows how to creep you out without cheap jump scares. A hand-drawn pixel art, so to speak, where the music and sound hit just right. In fact, the deluxe edition leveled it up with color, smoother animations, and some tighter audio that makes the whole thing feel more alive. You move, you think, you get pulled into a twisted story that's equal parts grim and funny. It's about a rough 2 hours of tense, clever gameplay that really sticks with you. I'd say pretty decent for a night when you want to feel that slow burn, psychological horror creep under your skin and under the blanket. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.